What's going on, college football fans? It is the Mac and Murray College Football Show. This is the Wednesday/Thursday edition. Whenever we kind of get it out, it was scheduled originally for Thursday, but you know what? We got JD PicKell, so we're probably gonna get this out on a Wednesday. JD, man, appreciate you taking some time to talk some ball with us, and it's some crazy, crazy week. So, first question to you, besides the football, first season with a baby, full season with a baby. How is life right now? Kind of juggling all your responsibilities and on three with an almost 1 year old.
Yeah, so I was lucky slash unlucky in the sense that we had her at the end of last season. So we got a couple of reps in. We got
Right.
the rivalry weekend in where, kind of got a full Saturday slate in. But then after that, y'all know how it is. It's a little bit less rhythmic. So you're doing the playoff, you're doing the national title stuff, which is a little bit more spread out. So having like the first full season, y'all just been getting my teeth kicked in. Like just every weekend, you're just trying to figure it out and do your best. And it is a blessing and a curse that I don't travel during the week. So like on a weekend, I am locked into all the games. The YouTube TV was working with it. We'd have a 4 box going. We're watching all the games is my point here. So I'm home, but I might as well not be home.
Oh,
So
it's worse.
this last Saturday, my daughter, who's on her walker now, was like roaming around the house. I have my door shut, working, and I see a little hand like go under the door, and I'm just like, dude, rip my heart out. Like, what am I supposed to do after that? I'm supposed to just like,
Yeah.
I might as well just throw my TV out the window and like hang with her the
Yep.
rest of the day. So it's
Go
been
play.
ebbs and flows. It's been good though. Appreciate y'all asking.
Yeah,
It's been
well,
good.
it's good that you were able to save your redshirt season last year, and she gets a
Yeah.
full, season as a freshman, gets to play the whole time. And I get it, man. It is tough, and just the back and forth, especially during the week when we are back home and we need to go watch film and stuff. And then I just hear her say, "Daddy, don't go to work. Don't go to work," and it just kills you. It kills you. You're just like, oh my gosh, here we
Dude,
go.
Daddy, you're going away again? Daddy, you
Yeah,
going on another
yeah,
trip?
crushes you,
I
crushes
I
you.
think I told you this, Mac, but my son was at Target with my wife, and she told the checkout lady, just went up to her. He's like, "Hey, lady, guess what?" She goes, "What?" "My daddy was just out of town, and then he's going out of town again today." Can you believe it? I'm like, I'm a bad parent. I mean, what kind of
Oh
human
my.
being am I? Like,
Brutal. It's brutal. So you get to
unbelievable.
look forward to
Oh,
that, JD. So
oh.
when they start talking and moving on their own, it's a whole new deal. We'll send you the game plan.
Golly,
We'll
I
send you
do
the
I
we'll
don't
send you
envy y'all on that.
yeah,
Do not
it'll be
envy y'all
fun.
on that.
It'll be fun. Well,
Jeez.
let's dive into this, man. Let's talk ball because we just had our big reveal, the first ranking, and we never know what to expect, and I think it kind of tells a little bit about the committee. I think we know more the second go around, just when some other things happen, maybe some teams lose. We see how they evaluate, but any quarrels? Are you happy with all of it? Is it all good? What were kind of your thoughts on this first reveal here?
So I wanted to hate it. I think it's almost like a fun thing for us in the college football space to collectively hate the committee, and they all wear like suit and ties to work, and we say they don't watch college football. It's not a perfect ranking. I don't think you ever have a perfect ranking, but I had as few of qualms, especially with that top 12, as I think I've had maybe ever looking at these first rankings. Now, the Notre Dame thing is tricky, and we can talk about that, but honestly, like I wasn't sure what they would do with Ohio State because I think Ohio State has looked like the best team in college football, especially these last couple of weeks. And the resume is like, well, but A&M has this many ranked wins, but Indiana's margin of victory is so good, and they beat Oregon and all those things. And so my eyeballs are saying, hey, I think Ohio State's the best, but you have other things you can point to that say maybe Indiana or A&M is the best. And I wouldn't have a problem if they put either of those teams at number one, but the fact they had Ohio State at one and A&M at three tells me they're actually watching college football games because A&M, the final score against Mississippi State is awesome, but like they play with their food for that first half. Same deal with the Florida game. So I have a lot of confidence that I think the committee's actually watching games, which is just a good thing, just a good feeling for us now, looking down the barrel of these rankings. So not perfect. I know the ACC's got some issues, but as few qualms as you could have after the first rankings.
See, I'm with you. I like the top 10. I think they're very similar to what EMAC and I had for our top 10, maybe in a little bit different order, but the same teams. Where I start to struggle with is really just the 11 and 12 spot. Not even like some of the teams after that. Like I I'm fine somewhat with Texas. We talked a little bit less. I want to get your opinion on this, but there is an eyeball test to this. And when I do watch Oklahoma, especially as of late, and yes, they won the game in Knoxville, and that was an incredible environment to win that. is no slouch. But to me, the eyeball test is just not being met. It kind of felt like Tennessee gave that game away more than necessarily Oklahoma won it. I think there's some major issues on offense. Yeah, they're tremendous on defense, but we've seen some teams, Texas and even Tennessee, be able to score points. Ole Miss score points on that defense. They're not as elite as maybe as we thought they were. Where are you at with Oklahoma? Do they deserve to be at 12? Is that a little bit too high? Or you're like, you know what? That was an impressive win versus Tennessee. That's where they should be.
And let's say both. Let's combine Texas and Oklahoma in this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, put Texas but I think Texas has crossed to me, JD. Texas has kind of passed the eye test as of late. They've been playing good football
Against Kentucky. I'd love to play Kentucky every day.
Yes, exactly. Kentucky's a bruiser.
Going to Kentucky. Georgia struggled with Kentucky in the past in Lexington, but I digress. My thing is, like, I don't know who I would have put in 11 and 12 outside of Texas and OU. Like, you could put an ACC team in, like Virginia would have a case to be 11 and 12, I think. I think Georgia Tech, in my own rankings, I had in that 11 and 12, maybe 10 range, depending on what happened last week. The whole thing is very much a new approach to these rankings. And I don't know if this got publicized enough. Like, they have 5 new committee members. Like, they turned over about half that committee from what we had a year ago. So if it looks different and feels different, it's because the people in those rooms are different that are making the decision. So to answer your question directly here, like, I'm okay with Texas and OU at 11 and 12 in these first rankings because I think it'll play itself out. And I don't have a super strong feeling for anybody, based on what my eyes are saying, to put them ahead of Texas and OU. Like, does an ACC team have a better record to be in that spot? Absolutely. And so if that's the case, I don't have an issue with that being the logic. But if they're saying, hey, we think Texas and OU have quote unquote looked the best, then, like, okay, that whole thing will play itself out. Texas is going to play Georgia. Texas is going to play A&M. OU will play Alabama. So, like, some of this we're going to get more data on, and they'll rise and fall accordingly.
And I agree with you, but it's setting the precedent. It's setting the floor of how you judge everybody else. And I think really the biggest thing for me, Texas and OU is just like a byproduct of it. Really, I have quarrels with Oregon and Notre Dame being ahead of Louisville. And I know they wanted to have the head-to-head, and they want to sit here and say, well, Virginia beat them in overtime. And I think you could say the same thing about what you said about Tennessee and Oklahoma, Aaron, where Louisville gave them the game. Miller Moss played horrifically. He had a couple of, turnover touchdowns, and that's the reason why Virginia won that game. They weren't able to do anything offensively. That's how they won, was scoring on the defensive side of the ball, and how much better is Louisville since then. And so to me, when you look at resume, and let's just pick on Notre Dame here for a second, who have they beaten? USC? Okay, is USC in these rankings anywhere? They're 19. That's the best one. Okay, who has Louisville beaten? Number 2, Miami. Who'd Miami beat? Notre Dame. So to me, it's just such an interesting thing of how we measure this, the bump that we get specifically to Notre Dame, which it feels like every year the committee just says, oh, hey, little Golden Domer, let me walk you to the playoff every single time. And when they get there, outside of last year,
this is a question for both of you. Like, do we not care about eye test? Like, what we're actually seeing the performance.
What is eye test? They just ran the ball for what against Boston College, who gives up 300 yards a game. That's their best thing. Oh, they won the game. Okay, did Louisville win the games? Does Louisville have a better record? So is it winning the games or is it eye test? That's what I'm saying. We do these things, and it's like I'm emotional. I get that, but for this league, it's like we just not that good. We'll just toss it to the side.
Here's my question, and here's my I thought about this a lot last night, watching all the reaction shows, and Notre Dame obviously got the most heat. I think what the committee is doing here is, instead of ranking so much on resume, and eye test obviously factors in here as well, I think the big question they're asking is, like, hey, how much in these first rankings do we trust you? Like, I love In-N-Out, and In-N-Out gets a lot of heat across the board in different regions of the country. But I'm like, In-N-Out has never gotten my order wrong. In-N-Out, I've never gotten sick after eating it. In-N-Out has always given me good service. And it's like, Texas and OU are great, but, like, we were all questioning if Arch Manning was good, period, a couple of weeks ago. Like, Oklahoma, I think John Mateer's awesome, but, like, I've had questions about the defense against Ole Miss. We've had questions about the run game. Like, Notre Dame, the biggest question we've had is, well, can we get the hold right here, Tyler Buckner? Like, well, hey, can we be a little more consistent against Boston College? Like, I don't think we have the same questions about Notre Dame from a trustworthy perspective that we do about Texas and OU, at least over the course of this season to this point, which I think is why Notre Dame's getting some benefit of the doubt. And same deal with Miami. Like, Emac, I was with you. I was like, man, that's going to be a tough conversation if you're going to put Miami ahead of Notre Dame, or excuse me, you're going to put them behind Notre Dame after they already had the head-to-head deal. Like, I kind of thought that might get blocked. But I think they're saying, well, hey, Miami, as good as you've played this year, like you lose to SMU, I have a hard time trusting you at that point. So I think it's a trust thing for the
I
committee,
think
at
it's a
least for the
timing thing
first
too.
rankings.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, they said
Miami's
timing
lost
doesn't
lately.
matter. The
Yeah.
committee head guy said timing doesn't matter, which we know is bullshit.
I don't disagree.
There's no way.
I think the biggest
There's no
narrative
way.
is like Notre Dame is getting healthier, Notre Dame's getting better, and Miami is moving the other direction. Like, you want teams that are accelerating towards the playoffs, not moving in the wrong direction. And I
Can I
think
just
that's the
this is the
difference.
last thing I'll say. Can I rattle this off for you?
Yes.
2-7 Arkansas, 5-4 NC State, 2-7 Purdue, G5 Boise State, 6-2. Whoa, look out, USC. That's good.
That's a good
1-8
win.
Boston College, lost to A&M, lost to Miami. That's what I'm. So we're saying great. Who else would look great in
They
that eye
lost
test
by a
against those
4th and
guys?
10 to A&M. A 4th and 10.
Well, what did they do? What did they do? They lost. That's part of it. It's like we
I
want to
mean,
celebrate good losses instead
yes,
of good
that's
wins.
part of it.
What are their good wins? What do you mean? You lost. You didn't do it. You didn't meet it. So why do you get? Oh shit! They kept it close. Let's give them everything we want.
It's a family show over here. It's gonna be unserious. Control your language. Jeez.
Well,
here's what I would say.
They're okay with
I
this.
do think the NC State part of this to me is fascinating because they blow the doors off NC State.
Sure.
But then Georgia Tech gets beat by 12 against NC State. Virginia loses by 5 to NC State. So I think if there was a chance for that common denominator, I wonder if Notre Dame wins by a field goal against NC State, I wonder how much those rankings would change. I think that might have played a factor here. And the Pitt game, too, will be fun to watch at the end of this thing. Like, that's probably the biggest test, quote unquote, for Notre Dame the rest of the way. But yeah, the NC State common denominator thing is interesting.
Last one on the rankings. I want to get your predictions on the slate of games this weekend. Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, 1, 2, 3. And I think we all agree, like, you could interchange any of those. I don't think anyone would have an issue with it. I think those are the 3 best teams. Is there a gap between those 3 and the rest? Are we at a point this season where it's like, yeah, this has been a great season. Parity's awesome. It's great to see, BYU and Texas Tech and, all these ACC teams. And, it's been a really fun season, but at the end of the day, it's going to be one of these 3 teams. Like, would you bet your money right now on one of those 3 or the field to win a national championship?
I'm glad you asked this because I asked the same question a couple of weeks ago, but it was, hey, would you take Ohio State, Miami, or Oregon against the field? And I was like, dude, that's a pretty good 3. I like that. I might take those 3.
I would love that 3 too.
And then Louisville beats Miami, and then Oregon looks a little bit fugazi against Wisconsin. I know it was bad conditions, but still, like, there's been some moments where I'm like, this really is the wildest college football season probably of all time. And I love A&M. I think when they are humming and when they are clicking, they are phenomenal. There's been some moments now where I'm like, hey, Marshall Reed, what's up, bud? Like, what are we doing here, bud? Like, why can't we complete the forward? Why are we throwing the double coverage against Mississippi State? What's going on here? Why defensively are we allowing 40 against Notre Dame? So there's some cracks in the armor there with A&M that kind of make me raise my eyebrow a little bit. So I think I trust Ohio State, Indiana more overall from a floor perspective, but A&M is just, they're that fast car that I don't think I can quit. So I think I wouldn't take them over the field to answer your question, but I think they are the best 3.
Who gives you the hesitation to not take them over the field? Is it Bama?
Bama gives me hesitation. Dude, honestly, Ole Miss has been really dangerous these last couple of weeks. Like, their only blemish is they can't finish a game against Georgia. Like, that to me, I'm like, if you just get Lane Kiffin on the same field as anybody else and give him a chance to game plan against any defense, I'm like, I don't know if Ole Miss wins the game, but they're scoring points. And if they're scoring points, it gets interesting.
Yeah, it is fascinating. Before we jump in, how about the lack of G5 representation? That was really weird to me. Like, when they rattled off, 25, 24, 23, I was like, dang, they're really respecting somebody. And then it never came. I thought that was, especially how well the Americans playing, I thought that was really odd.
USF would get a nod. I thought USF
or
with their rank
Memphis.
wins.
I mean, yeah.
That was the thing too, is like previously I feel like the committee has frozen wins more than they have in this setting. Like, Oregon being at 9 to me is the committee saying, we don't care you beat Penn State, which I think that's actually a little bit irresponsible, because if we're saying Penn State is now no longer a factor, I think Oregon was kind of the domino that set that all in motion, neither here nor there. But that, to go back to your question or to your thought, like USF beating Florida when Florida was ranked, I'm like, I don't know if Florida's going to be anything the rest of the way here. But they're a talented football team. Like, I know Boise State hasn't been all that, but like when you beat them, that was a big game. So that matters to some respect. So I thought USF or Memphis would be ranked for the reasons you just said. But yeah, the different committee, different times this year, man. It's
They might have forgot,
our
JD, that
toes.
they have to rank one of them. Like one of them is getting in.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
We'll
Memphis
figure
is
out
gonna
the
be that
last week of
team
the season.
as of
That,
now.
that
Yeah,
doesn't be
yeah, just
decided
save
now.
it. Just save it
Yeah.
for then, I guess.
A big surprise. All right, let's get into some games. So we had some great matchups this weekend. The big one, LSU's first game without Brian Kelly, going on the road against Alabama. Does LSU get the interim bump? Can they keep it close, or is Alabama just too dang good?
Dude, I get big Home Alone vibes from Garrett Nussmeier. I get big Home Alone vibes. Like, for the first time all season, no Brian Kelly, no Joe Sloan.
Yeah.
Parents are off in France. Order a pizza, rig the place with booby traps. He's already kind of a gunslinger in general, so maybe he totally cuts it loose. Like, I think there has to be something said for not having Brian Kelly on the sideline waiting for you after you throw an incompletion and just emotionally having that in the back of your head. I also think, quite frankly, they're going to kind of run the football a little bit more here. Now, maybe they won't be
Hopefully.
great at it, but I think they're going to commit to it. Like, Frank Wilson is your interim head coach. He's a running backs coach. Alex Atkins, a guy from the offensive line world, is calling the plays. Like, if nothing else, they will try to run the football. So I think we'll see a frisky LSU. I think we'll see inspired LSU. I think we'll see Fudge it, Barry and Brown down there somewhere, Garrett Nussmeier. I don't think it ends well for LSU when we finish playing 4 quarters, but I think this first half we'll be checking in with Matt Barry, and he's like, hang on, we got action in Tuscaloosa. We got LSU looking frisky. I think it'll be some of that energy to start, but I think Bama does win, and I think Bama does cover, unfortunately, for the folks in Baton Rouge.
What does Bama need to do, I guess, for you? Is it better pass rush, running the football, making a little bit of better decisions, protecting Ty? What's kind of the last piece of that puzzle to what makes them maybe a little bit unstoppable the rest of the way?
I'd love to see him be a little bit more bullyish on the line of scrimmage. Like, EMAC, I know you're hitting Squat-tober, man. I know you're rolling through the lower, but I like to see Bama get on the Squat-tober kind of energy. Yeah, Aaron's over here
Front
squatting before we get on the show here. Like, I'd like to see a little bit more bully Alabama. And I understand Kalen DeVore is more of a let's push the football downfield and get points and bunches and all that. But, like, Bama's giving up 4.5 yards a carry right now. Like, did that ever happen under Nick Saban? We're questioning who their I don't know if who is the right question, but we're questioning their ability, I guess, to really like impose their will on a team on the line of scrimmage offensively. It's like, I don't know if that was ever anything we said when TJ Yeldon was back there, Eddie Lacy was back there. So I'd like to see that bully trait develop a little bit more. But I say all that, I'm also like, well, Ty Simpson is shredding everybody right now. So maybe it doesn't matter.
All the Heisman Trophy winners you could have picked, and those were the 2 running backs you went with.
Just top of mind.
That was awesome. That
everybody
was
knows
a
Derrick
big
Henry.
curveball.
Everybody knows Derrick Henry. Everybody knows Mark Ingram, but like TJ Yeldon, dude.
Yeah, you said that. I'm like, damn, okay. This guy knows
Who is
ball.
my man number 17? Oh, it's going to bug me. Doesn't matter, I guess. But anyway, they had another back that was awesome.
Too many good ones.
A lot of good backs.
I'm really excited for this game this weekend. BYU, Texas Tech.
Huge.
This game is just massive. Bear Bachmeier's taking the country by storm. If you haven't seen him in this offense, it's a lot of fun to watch the freshman go out there and do his thing. I had their game early this season, JD, and he came out there, and I just had to remind myself that that's not the long snapper. Like, because there's zero swag.
Yeah.
He looks like the 4-string quarterback. Like the top 3 guys got hurt, and oh, long snapper, you got to go out there and play quarterback because everyone else is in a cast right now. Like, that's what he looks like. But he's just dealing right now. And obviously Texas Tech has their quarterback back healthy. The $40 million roster, whatever it is. Like, where are you leaning on this one? Can BYU get it done against Texas Tech?
I like Texas Tech at home. I think that line of it being 10.5 is a bit telling, but I don't want to breeze past what you said about Bear Bachmeier. Our very own Zach Herbstreit had him on his show this week, and he told him he's built like a fridge. I'm like, yeah, it's a pretty good description. Like number 47 with I don't know. I never had to wear a rib protector like quarterbacks do, but he got like the double XL rib protector. It looks like he's listed at 220. My guy looks 230 out there. More power. I don't want to tackle him.
That's my point.
Yeah, I mean, so all that you can't totally dismiss when it comes to what Bear Bachmeier could do in this game. And I've also, to be transparent, I've picked against BYU all year long. I've been like, they're going to lose to Utah. They'll lose to Iowa State. Like, I don't think I'm welcome in Provo these days, which is fine, contrary to what the blue eyes and blonde hair would imply here. But with all that being said, just Texas Tech's firepower to me is too much. I think it's too much, especially like BYU's been awesome. If it was in Provo, maybe I feel a little bit differently, but I think that line of scrimmage too for Texas Tech on the defensive side, nasty. And BYU hasn't been great against the run to this point in the year in spurts. Like the Utah
Okay.
game went for over 200. So
Okay.
I like Texas Tech, but put
Yeah.
it simply.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the Big Ten real quick. Talking about Oregon, a team that I was not surprised where they were, and it was interesting to hear that you were. But I think this is a good point proving game. Like you need these, you need it on the schedule, and I think Iowa's a very good team here. We can see it with our eyes, like a lot of speed for Oregon and really fun to watch. But this is an elite defense that Iowa always has year after year. I think they're top 4 in pass defense, so it's going to be a bit of a struggle. What are you looking for in this game? Oregon 6.5-point favorite.
So in the preseason, we do our whole like go through the schedule in 60 seconds. Oregon wins this game, loses this game, wins this game, loses this game. I had the Iowa game as a loss for the Ducks. Going to Kinnick, what you just said, the defense, all those things. Now, I don't feel that way right now because I think Oregon already got the loss out of their system. And I think Dan Lanning's the kind of guy that doesn't waste anything, especially losses. And then I also think the ranking last night, I'm sure Dan Lanning will find some way to prove it or to make it to what you say, a prove it game, a prove it spot for the Ducks. They don't believe in you, all those things. And so for that reason, I like Oregon to go on the road and get it done. But wouldn't it be the most 2025 thing ever if Iowa and a 4 touchdown to 4 interception ratio, Mark Gronowski found a way to just will this
Lights
team
it
in
up.
Kinnick? Wouldn't he? I mean, also Iowa gave Indiana the best game. So like,
Yeah.
Iowa's legit, but I think Oregon with the ways they can beat you of the multiple skill players, I think that eventually comes through in the end and they win the game.
I hope so. They need to get going on offense. It feels like 2 of the past 3 games have been, where's the speed? Where's the athleticism? Where's the Dante Moore that some people were projecting to be the number 1 quarterback taking the NFL draft next year? Just has kind of fit like this lull. But I thought you hit it best, JD. Like, if anyone can motivate a team, their guy can do it. And I think they're going to have, I think they win, but I think it's going to be a close one too. I'm with you. I think this is going to feel, I think I said on our show, 20-17 type feel. Iowa's is just one of those teams, man, that they just somehow
Nasty.
find a way to keep games
Yeah.
close, keep it very close. A big American game on Friday night. I'm actually going to be in Memphis. I'm debating about going to this one.
You need to.
Tulane. I want to get some. I land at 3 in Memphis. Go get some barbecue, and then head over to the game. So I'm going to see if I can work some magic and maybe get some sideline passes.
Let's go, dude.
Does Tulane bounce back? Because golly, they were awful versus UTSA last week. Can they stun Memphis on Friday night?
I don't think so. Far be it for me to put anything past John Summerall. But there's this other layer that I think we're all accounting for now across other teams in college football where everyone's on social media. Everyone sees what's being said about their head coach, and he'd be a fit for this job and that job. You see the coaching gear swaps with John Summerall and the Auburn gear, the Kentucky gear. I'm like, man, if I'm an 18-year-old, that has to be tough to block out, especially when we just got boat raced by UTSA and now we got to turn around on a Friday night. Like, I think that's probably a little bit too much emotionally for that squad. I'll take Memphis to get it done and win.
Yeah, I like that, and that's a great point. That's exactly what I wanted to bring up with this next one. A&M heading to Missouri, drink listed everywhere, going somewhere else, and how will that affect them? You got a freshman quarterback starting against Cassius frickin' Howe, foaming at the mouth right across from you. I think this game might get away in a hurry. We talked about this the other day. Just I don't think they're going to be able to run it. I don't know how you're going to be able to protect your guy. And I think A&M wants to flex their muscles. I think they can use that card of they don't respect, even though you're number 3, that they think they should be the number 1 team in the country. How do you see this one shaking out?
I like that take of it potentially getting a little bit. Marcel Reed's out there dropping dimes. I feel a little bit more like Aaron feels about Oregon, Iowa in this one, y'all. Like, I think Eli Drinkwitz taking the us against the world mentality, we're blocking out the noise, they're coming to our place. Like, I mean, y'all could speak to this probably more authoritatively, having been around some of these college football stadiums, but like, I watched the broadcast and I see a crane in the end zone in Columbia, Missouri. I'm like, that's got to be weird. That's got to be a very weird feeling to be driving and be like, oh, there's a full-on construction site in the north, south, whatever end zone it is. So I think that the weirdness of this game paired with the letdownish moments we've seen from A&M, and they've been told how good they are now for the past couple of weeks. I think the A&M does win the game. I think Missouri actually should be a little bit frisky here as well. I think they trust Matt Zollers. Like going back to that Vandy game, I think that you look at the 4th and 4 and the 4th and 2 they got faced with in a one-score game and a tied game. Like they said, Zollers, go ahead and spin it, baby. Like I know you're 18 years old, whatever you are, you should be at prom, whatever you want to say. Let's go ahead and let you throw it. And they converted those. So I think they trust Matt Zollers. Ahmad Hardy and Torian York on those wide zones when he has to cut it up field and they meet in the hole, that's going to be Sunday stuff. I can't wait. I do think A&M wins, but I think it gets a little bit weird early.
No, I think Missouri's defense too can keep it kind of controlled a little bit on for A&M's offense. So I think they themselves at home, that defense can keep it a little bit more of a low scoring football game, but I think we all like the Aggies to win it. Well, JD, man, we appreciate you. We know you're a busy man with all the shows, the baby. Happy early birthday to that beautiful little baby of yours. And thanks for jumping on, and definitely have to get you on at some point later on this season.
Yeah, man, if y'all could both send me the lower body plan that you're on, because it sounds like you're doing the right things, that would go a long way for me as a father. But y'all do such a great job, and I appreciate you having me on. And looking forward to reconnecting together down the road here.
Okay.